We just got some terrible news for Hogwarts Legacy, including the release date for the Nintendo Switch and a little bit of a delay. So let's get right into it and talk nerdy. While we are all riding the high of the next gameplay showcase for Hogwarts Legacy coming this December 14th, which I'll be co-streaming by the way, we did get horrible news today in the form of a tweet from the Hogwarts Legacy official Twitter page. The tweet reads, Hogwarts Legacy will launch on April 4th, 2023 for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and on July 25th, 2023 for Nintendo Switch. The team is looking forward to bringing you the game, and we want to deliver the best possible experience across all platforms. They followed up with that tweet saying, we understand that there could be questions around the impact of this delay for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. For more information, please visit the frequently asked questions page. They also stated, Hogwarts Legacy will launch on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on February 10th, with the 72-hour early access being on February 7th, 2023. There's a whole bunch of information to unpack there, but before we unpack that, let's take a visit over to the new frequently asked questions page and see what they added. They have a new answer for the question, when will Hogwarts Legacy be available? Hogwarts Legacy will launch on, as we already stated, February 10th for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, April 4th for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and July 25th, 2023 for Nintendo Switch. When will the Hogwarts Legacy Collector's Edition for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One be available? The Hogwarts Legacy Collector's Edition for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One will be available on April 4th, 2023. I'm not trying to sound negative here, and I know this comment and maybe other comments in this video may be coming across that way, but here's the thing. I have videos and screenshots, and I'm sure you can find them all over the internet, of the PS4 and Xbox One versions being marketed for the Collector's and Deluxe Edition as 72 hours early access. People are paying for that early access with the 3 days. You should continue to honor that by giving the people who got the Collector's and Deluxe Edition the game April 1st, which would be 3 days early access, and give the rest of the people who just got the standard edition the game on April 4th. You changed, or you're taking away part of their pre-order bonus, and that's after they've already spent their money. Sure, they can probably get a refund, but it just doesn't feel good to me. They also asked, does the Hogwarts Legacy Deluxe Edition include 72 hours early access for the game? The Hogwarts Legacy Deluxe Edition for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC includes 72 hours early access for the game starting on February 7th, 2023. To get everyone in the game as early as possible, the Hogwarts Legacy Standard Edition and Deluxe Edition for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One will launch together on April 4th, 2023 without early access. This is what I was just talking about. They are taking away that 72-hour early access after marketing it, so the people that have paid for the Collector's and Deluxe Edition on PS4 or Xbox One should still get that 72 hours early access. Now, with all this information, what are some positives and negatives to this happening? There aren't very many positives in my opinion, and I'm trying to stay optimistic about this whole situation because I'm one of the lucky people that has a PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S, and I won't have to wait for the delay. So the positives behind it are that I think the game is going to be a little bit bigger than any of us were expecting. It's built for next gen and PC rather than built for the old gen with PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and then up-resed for the next generation. That's a great sign for a lot of us who have the system. Another positive is that the last generation of PlayStation 4 and Xbox One isn't canceled. It's just delayed a couple months, 2 months at that, but it's not canceled, so people who have that system and have been anticipating the game can still play it. We don't know how it's gonna run, and I'm not completely sure it will run well at all, being the scale might be larger than we expected, but it's still not canceled, it's just delayed. The other positive is we finally have a release date for the Nintendo Switch. We don't know much other information about it because we don't know if it's a port, we don't know if it's cloud-based streaming for the Nintendo Switch, but we do know that it's July 25th, 2023 in which it will release. I will probably be checking that out once it finally releases in July, but I'm gonna have to wait and see how the game actually pans out in February. Now on to the bad news that's gonna make a lot of people either happy or upset. The biggest piece of bad news is that it's delayed. The majority of your player base is on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and maybe even Nintendo Switch. Xbox Series S and X, which aren't that hard to get anymore, are still kind of hard to get, but PlayStation 5s, I've never seen one on a shelf. The other negative is that even when you go still on the Hogwarts Legacy website and click through the pre-order for PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, it markets the game as coming out on February 7th for the Deluxe and Collector's Edition, which is paying for early access essentially. You've marketed your game to come out early access for these two last-gen systems, and now you're delaying it when people have already paid. This is why I never tell people to pre-order anything, because you never know what's going to happen. There could be delays, and also unless you really want to wait for the collector's edition like I did, I would never pre-order anything until right before, because you never know what's going to happen. You're paying for early access with the PS4 and Xbox One version, but now you have a 2-month delay. It doesn't make any sense. We can see now that the game is being built for next gen, or what I would like to call current gen, because I've been playing on PS5. So most people would actually think that going backwards into the older hardware would be easier to make the game for, but games like Cyberpunk actually ran better on PlayStation 5, and yeah, that sounds kinda obvious because the PlayStation 5 has better hardware than the PS4, but sometimes the game is just too big and too technically advanced to run on those old consoles, so it chugs and the frames drop and it doesn't look good at all, and that might be the case here with Hogwarts Legacy. The game might just be too big. I hate that this happened to PS4 and Xbox One players, because so many people in my comments are saying, I finally just bought a PS4, I can't find a PS5, I want to play this game with all the exclusive content, and now they can't even play the game for 2 more months. I know this kind of sounds like a rant from me, but this isn't good news, especially after we just got the great news of Hogwarts Legacy having a second gameplay showcase. This kind of seems like when a company will release bad information, like Xbox saying that their games are going to be $70 instead of $60 now, and then they turn around and give you good information to kind of sweep the bad information under the rug, and it just kind of seems like what they're doing. This is the first time that I've truly had something negative to say about WB, Avalanche, whoever made this decision, because this has been such a good marketing push for everyone that I just can't wrap my head around why this decision was made, other than the fact that the game just isn't ready. To be fair, if the game's not ready, sure, delay it, but it's just not a good look. You should have delayed it for everyone rather than just PlayStation 4, Xbox One. Delay it for everyone. It's unfortunate. I would rather have a big delay across the board for everybody rather than just delaying it for last gen, which is probably a majority of your player base, just based on the sheer number of consoles that are out there in the wild, and the PS5 and technically current gen Xbox Series X and S being hard to find still. And I don't want to punish the players that have a PC or PS5, Xbox Series S and X, but it just seems like those people who don't play on the current gen consoles are going to have to avoid spoilers even longer, while people could be playing it 2 months before. Either way, I know a majority of you guys are going to be playing on that last generation, is what I consider it, the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, but I will be getting it February 7th if I don't get an early copy, which probably after this video I won't, but I will be streaming it. I will have you guys able to be in chat with me while I play it, so feel free to stop by. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.